What's going on, guys? Today we have a new auto that's pretty exciting from Boker, part of the Boker Plus line. This is the Kihon, I want to say Kihon, K-I-H-O-N. You guys know I mispronounce things all the time. This is a Japanese word. I think it has some relations to martial arts or something like that. But anyway, there's how it's spelled. So hopefully it's Kihon, that's how I'm saying it. Anyway, pretty exciting new Boker. I'm going to say right off the bat, this is very reminiscent to me of the Kalashnikov 74 series, okay? Tried and true, super popular, affordable. This is a $50 knife. Has the same type feel, aluminum handle. It's a push-button automatic, AUS 8 blade. It just, to me, it screams the 74 with a complete makeover. Obviously a completely different design. This is actually a Lucas Burnley design, all right? And again, with the name and the look, the blade shape, the whole thing, it has a very, Japanese traditional, influence in there. The blade here is 3.25 inches. Again, it's an AUS 8, which is marked on the base of the blade here. Also, you can see Burnley. The blade is really, really nice. I mean, overall, I like the look of the knife a lot. I think it's a really cool looking knife. This is a flat ground drop point blade. All right, it is a stonewash finish. Let me zoom in here for you. It's a finer stonewash, all right, but it has like a glass-like feel. I mean, just rubbing on this, it seems super, super polished, but you do get the benefits of a stonewash, all right, so it's not really gonna show smaller scratches. Again, I just like the design here. You have plenty of tip. It actually appears like the whole blade goes like this. Like, it looks to me like the handle's straight and then the blade is cocked up on an angle. All right, but if I put this on a flat surface upside down, all right, you can see, actually I should do it like this to show you. You can see that it's actually a drop point. All right, it's a little deceiving. See the orange, the pumpkin through the, in between the box and the blade there. So it's kind of weird because, like I said, when I first got it, it just looks like that blade is like on an upward swoop, but it's not. It's actually still a drop point. You can feel that if you run your finger down. It's obviously going downward. Plenty of tip on this. Awesome for penetration. The AUS 8, not the best steel in the world, but totally adequate. Again, for the price tag, that $50 price tag, that's the steel you get. I have no problems with it at all. When I first got this, it was a little bit tight from the factory. All right. There was no blade play. All right. When I just out of the box, super, super tight, no blade play in any direction. However, it was pretty slow, and sometimes I would say maybe 1 out of every 5 times that I pushed the button to shoot that blade out there, it wouldn't actually go out at all. So I thought the pivot was a little bit on the tight side, so I kind of played with it the best I could, and I got the sweet spot where the blade shoots out very easily. However, when it's open, there's just, I want to say there's still like a hair of play. You don't notice it when you're actually cutting things, but I mean, if I'm really just cranking on the blade, you could feel it. There's just a tiny bit of side to side, which is normal for an automatic. Again, you need that right pressure, so you're going to be able to release the blade, but you don't want it wobbly. Obviously, you don't want it loose. So yeah, I mean, if you happen to have this same knife, let me know down in the comment section, how it came to you out of the box. Was it a little bit on the tight side? Because I knew the coil spring is nice and strong in here, but like I said, I was hesitant. It was just kind of like, it just seemed slow. But now it's not slow. Now it's nice and fast, as it should be, because there's less resistance, that pivot, squeeze the handle squeezing up on that blade. As far as the handle, it is aluminum. You can see that this is kind of molded into the design, and this is supposed to be mimicking ray skin inserts, right? It's kind of like a pebbled type finish. It looks really nice. It is very well finished. It's on both sides. There's no real, like, you could feel there's texture, but it's not grippy. All right, by any means. It's very smooth to the touch, and holding the knife and actually using it and cutting things, I'm not finding that it's adding any kind of grip or anything like that. If you had wet hands, it'd probably be slippery, but it looks nice. It looks very nice. You can see it's an open frame design, just a big old fat standoff on the back. There is a slot cut here for a lanyard if you want to add a lanyard to it. This has an interesting, cool little stubby clip. I do like it. There's a bunch of knives sticking out. It's not a low rider clip by any means, but I like it. Totally serves its purpose. It doesn't have to be, really big. This is a little shorter than most pocket clips, but holds totally fine in the pocket. No issues at all with that. Just a really, really cool knife. Like I said, to me, this has the overall feel of an AK-74 from Boker, but a totally new look. And I just think it's a really, really cool looking knife. I do love the blade profile. All right, I love the stonewash on here. Overall, I think it's a winner. It's an affordable, dependable automatic. One thing I will say as well, the button, before I get into this button has some knurling on it, which I really, really like. I kind of wish that all my push button autos, or even push button or button lock knives, I wish they had this same texturing on it. It's really, really nice. It's a very fine, crosshatch knurling. All right, so it facilitates a lot of grip. Actually, that's where most of the grip of the knife is that button. So in other words, you're going to use the knife, you want to hit the button, you're not going to miss it. Okay, your finger's going to grab on there. All right, very good texture on that. Now, when using these knives, there's no safety at all. So, I'm calling this a budget auto, and I think it's awesome. I think a lot of people get these, will probably get them because they want to have a fun knife around the house and stuff. Very few people can legally carry an automatic knife. If you can, this is not my first suggestion or recommendation just because of the lack of safety. I do like a safety on an automatic that's good to be used for EDC. All right, when this is in your pocket, and I've carried this only a handful of times since I got it because it's brand new. I've had this one for, I want to say, like 4 or 5 days now. But as soon as I got it, I started using it, carrying it a little bit just around the house. Again, for dumb laws, I can't legally carry it, out in public where I live. But, just walking around and stuff, get some pocket time. I had no issues. It never opened up in the pocket at all. However, because there's no safety, it's possible. It's just one of those things. It'd be pretty rare. It's a flat button here, but I don't know how I can hold this where I'm not obstructing the blade. All right, so if I hold it like this, so obviously if I push the button, it's going to open, right? If I were to put this on a flat surface, even if I hit it, even if I put it on the table here, right, I mush it down into the table, it's not going to accidentally go off. All right, that button pushes in, but even when it's flat with the frame, it's not released yet. Okay, so even though there's no safety on this, it's almost designed where if you put your thumb flat, you could push it in a little bit, and you can see the tip of the blade wants to come out a little bit. So I stay still. See how that's moving? But because my thumb is flat, it's now putting pressure on the handle scale and it's not actuating that button. All right, so there's two things here. The first point I want to make is, although it would be rare, it's not impossible for it to open up in your pocket on accident. So I don't think it's a great, EDC option if you happen to carry an auto. But also, when you're using this knife, try not to push the button flat with your finger, because I just pushed it down, now it's even with the frame and it's still not open. All right, with these type of automatics, I use the tip of my finger. All right, so I can push all the way down and recess underneath those scales. All right, so even though there's no safety, it acts somewhat like a safety, I suppose, in that, something can rub against it and it can be flat with the frame and still not open. You have to actually depress it past where the rim of the frame is. All right, so if you look at the back here, let me zoom in, give you a shot of this. All right, so here's a close-up in case you're not familiar with this type of lock. You can see the skinnier part underneath the button. As you push this down, the fat part moves out of the way, and once it gets down to the skinny part, it releases the blade and opens up. All right, see how that works? That's all you're doing by pushing this button. There's a coil spring, so there's a spring that goes around the pivot, and when the knife is shut, there's all that tension built up. Okay, so by pushing the button, all you're doing is allowing that to move freely, and that's why it shoots open. All right. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this is, to me, the Kalashnikov 74 with a complete makeover, and I'm loving it. I will always have something special in my heart for the 74. Like I said, super, super popular. Just an awesome knife. This is just like a new version of it. That's the feel I get, again, overall with the materials, just the construction, the fact that it is an affordable auto. All right, so I jumped right into the video. I'm not sure if I gave you specs or not, so I'm gonna go over that again real quick. 3.25 inches on the blade. Again, it's an AUS 8. I know I said that. Close, it is 4.5 inches. All right, overall 7 3/4 inches long, and it only weighs 3.2 ounces. All right, again, open frame, aluminum, which is lightweight. Not a whole lot going on here. It's a good weight. It doesn't feel heavy to me. It's not overly light, so if you're really conscious of, carrying a super lightweight knife, I don't know, maybe not the best option for you. But again, I think there's far less people out there actually carrying their autos as opposed to collecting them and maybe using them around the house and such. But yeah, I mean, Lucas Burnley, he's done some awesome, awesome stuff. Again, the whole Japanese feel to this knife is very, very cool. I like it. I like this a lot. So hopefully I am pronouncing it properly, since I do like it. The Kihon. You guys, of course, will let me know if I'm wrong about that, but I think it's a winner. Very, very cool knife. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Let me know down in the comment section if you EDC an automatic knife, and if you do, what do you carry? So thanks again, guys, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.